Hey guys, so this is one day in my life. I'm going to show you what I do every day, some of the things. I'm here in my house and ya hay un video, enséñamelo. I'm going to show you a little bit of my routine and everything that I do, and we'll go from there. Okay, so when I wake up, typically I fill my full bottle of water. Typically I'm doing 75 hard or something like that, so I fill my bottle of water and I start with my power list and everything that I have to do for the day, and then I typically eat, and while I eat I have this great view, so I just eat something light. I don't typically eat a lot in the morning or whatever that time is when I wake up, and so I eat, and then after eating I review some notes, make some notes with my Remarkable, and then I go down and I start my 45 minutes of walking. So we'll show you that. Remarkable nos tiene que pagar ya. Y ahora mira, voy a coger esto. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. The typical way I'm reading, by the way, I'm on my Remarkable. I love the Remarkable. We're gonna leave a link below if you want to get it. But typically I gotta read my 10 pages every day. What I do, obviously the views here are amazing. I'm just sitting here, just put my feet up and just read like this, you know. So I'm like watching the whole thing and reading on my Remarkable, and it's perfect. So that's typically what I do. Sometimes I don't have time and I read a bit later, but yeah, that's So we're gonna go to the port, which is a place I typically like to hang out a lot. Mira, es buen fondo ahí. Voy a ir soltando estos 45 minutos, por si acaso. Ahí va. Cuando me digas.
Yeah.
So the reason why I like this season, the low season, is because there's barely any people. It's like about to be October, and then like you barely can see people there. On that side, there's like 2 or 3, 4 people max in the whole beach. When it was like August, this was filled with people. So I just love it when there's fewer people, and you can enjoy the whole beach or beaches by yourself. So yeah, this is pretty inspiring. You know, there's like bigger boats and stuff like that, but you know, this is pretty inspiring to go and grab your friends and go on a boat ride.
Vale, cuando quieras.
Okay, so I'm typically on calls and I walk. Like I walk my 45 minutes, I'm on calls. I call people I'm supposed to talk to, I send audios. People can either listen to this or the waves of the beach. And then like take a look at this. Let's come over. So you're sitting here, you know, just thinking about your things. Like, how can you be sad? How can you be, you know, you can be everything but sad, everything but depressed, like while you're sitting here and just thinking about your stuff, how you can improve, how you can make things better. So it's amazing.
hablar?
No. A ver, ¿qué quieres hacer? ¿Quieres quitarte los zapatos o no?
No, creo que no. Hace frío.
This is like a small river that goes to the beach, and it's actually a hard training for you to go this fast. You're supposed to go faster on 75 hard, but it's actually hard. And so this is actual resistance training, and I'm here. I do this pretty much very often, and it's like, you know, this is not your typical walk, and it's great. You got great views, but it's also not that easy as your average walking. You know what I mean? ¿Ahora es algo aquí?
Sí. Hala, muy bien.
Grabar bien.
Te estoy grabando ahora mismo.
So typically I try to sneak in some sort of like actual physical workout versus walking like 3 times a week. And so at home I also have some equipment, and then sometimes I come here and combine everything. And you know, and the rest is just walking. And when I try to go out, it's like, hey, okay, so I'm going out for 45 minutes. What's my goal? I'm trying to either call 5 people, message 5 people, or if I have an issue that I have to go through, business issue or whatever, I take time to process it that way. And I'll post some pictures, but you know, it's being, you know, according to science, when you move, your brain activates more. So it's great for thinking that you're actually doing some activity. So yeah, that's a little bit in terms of the workout. You guys seen the water intake. What else? Water intake, the walking, water, the drinking, the reading. Bueno, ya verán lo del reading. And me estás grabando. So, and then, you know, shout out to my sister. We have her recording under the camera. You know, it's all about also recording content. The goal is to, you know, grow the brand. I heard Grant Cardone say the other day that if we went back to 31, he went back to 59, you know, all the spare money that he had, he should have put it back in his brand and getting more known versus putting it back into real estate, putting it back on whatever. And I understand, and that makes a lot of sense. So, you know, we're a little bit working on that, and yeah, that's it.
What advice would you give someone who's in high school and is being bullied?
Oh, okay. I think I have some experience. Okay, so let me just let me remember a little bit. You know, first I would say, you may think it's temporary, you may think it's forever, but it's actually temporary. That's number one. That I don't mean to say that you should like take it, but you know, if I had to tell something myself around that time, and it goes along with your question, is, you know, you gotta hit back, you know. You gotta hit back. Like, I'm sorry if it's not politically correct, but if they do something, you gotta hit back right back, because if not, they're gonna keep doing it, you know. And I was the one that was not doing something back, and I probably should have been doing something back. So you know, you're not afraid of them, you know. You kind of retaliate. I would say something like that. And then ultimately I would say, look at the lives of those people and look at them 10 years from now, and those people are either not going to move from there, you know, their future is like dark basically. So like, don't think they're important, don't take their stuff seriously, focus on yourself, focus on making yourself better. And a quote that I love from Sal Frisella is, don't worry about being cool in high school, worry about making an impact. So worry about helping people, worry about being the best version of yourself, you know, those type of things, versus looking cool, acting cool, whatever. You know, that's not going to lead to any nowhere. And people in their 30s or 20s are still stuck there, and it's actually a impediment to their growth.
What's the most difficult lesson you've learned recently?
Okay, so recently, you know, I got my it would be, so I had you know, sadly my grandpa, you know, it's just not well, you know, he doesn't remember anymore. And I didn't have that background of people getting older before him, and so it was hard to see him that way. But the lesson from there was that you never know when the last conversation is with someone you're gonna have, and especially your loved ones, your family. You know, try to enjoy every moment you're with them. When you are with them, you are 100% with them. That's hard with me because I run a business, but online business, you know, and you gotta be all the time. But yeah, just being present and making the most out of it, and, you know, calling everyone that you love frequently, messaging them frequently. I think it's my superpower. It's also sometimes my weakness, because I care too much. But ultimately, that's the lesson. The lesson is, you know, enjoy and make the most out of the time you have with your loved ones, and make more time with your loved ones. Bueno, espérate. Cómo se veía el reach aquí en TikTok. Dime ya. Okay, so just this is kind of like a timestamp where I'm at, like, with just doing all this content, pushing and trying to grow the brand. In TikTok we're at 6,500 views. On Instagram, on YouTube we are at 3,500. Probably with the same content. We pretty much, I mean, on Instagram, on YouTube I have older content, but that's it. So I just told you TikTok and stuff like that. And Instagram we're at 7,700. And so there's some other like accounts and stuff like that, but that's pretty much the overall reach. There's others I'm not counting, but that's the overall reach. So that's where we are right now, pretty much. Okay, so we got the healthy stuff, and we're gonna go.
Venga.
Yeah?
Sí.
Okay, so guys, I want to show you something that I love here from here. like people are more connected to
Se ve
like to the local people, and so you're gonna see older people playing this local game that they have. And I don't think when I'm gonna be old we're gonna do that. We're gonna just be all in the metaverse talking about stuff, and I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. But look at the people there, you know, and this is usually filled. It's filled with other people, like, so this is like so many people on their evening just playing and doing stuff. And you know, when I grow up I want to be more like them than, you know, this metaverse stuff, because, you know, this is actually real stuff, you know. I think these kids have fever. Like, what are they doing playing outside instead of their computer and stuff like that? I love it. I think more of them should do it, but like, you know, it's very strange nowadays. When I was, you know, when I was like 15 or less, most of us were outside. Some of the geeks were inside, but no, nowadays is the total opposite. So I really appreciate when kids are out. I think it's actually great parenting. Okay, so a little bit of update for you guys, what's going on in my life a little bit. So working on implementing power lists, 75 hard and priorities, needs and wants all at once. Obviously it's easy to do one of them constantly, but it's hard to do all of three of them. So that's what I'm working on. Also, you know, we're also pushing daily content, but we're trying to go and push more every day, and also push in other new social media channels and expand. So those are the different, you know, challenges that, you know, and it's not easy. We're not getting the reach that we want, but you know, that's why we're just trying different things. And yeah, that's what's going on. We're figuring things out. We're not nowhere where we want to be, but we are pushing, and a lot of people are retreating right now, and we are working on pushing as much content and getting out there as much as possible. So that's basically the scenario right now. And you know, I definitely don't have things figured out, but I'm working on finding a solution, like everyone. 15 or 20k upfront. So let's forget about the store then. And you know, once we get the leads, yeah, dude, I'm working on that. There's another person that I told you that has a you know, was asking for different automation stuff or products, and I was like, hey, get back to me with some times, and once I have his times I'll get back to you. You can talk to him. But I'm working on, I mean, dude, I've seen what Zakir is doing. I want first of all you and Zakir to make as much money from us, like the same lead, to make as much money in different things as possible, and then do more of it. Mm-hmm.
Supposed to meet with me last night, but I don't know. She's borrowing somebody's car, and she can't get back. I think it's all drama. And then that kind of pulls me in closer to his work. She'll talk to him about the industry.
Yeah.
So I've got those sort of time makers, but over time are going to go away. Walter just calls me anytime during the day. One night, Walter calls me 11 o'clock at night, sometimes 1 in the morning. It's hard because Dan called me 3 times today, and none of them were scheduled.
Yeah.
We have to call them tomorrow. Dan's very excited.
Hey Chris, I just talked with Patty, and we've decided it's better if we explain it to you first properly, so then you can explain it. Okay, so, and finally, when I go to sleep, you guys can see in the background, try to keep it as dark as possible, and so that, you know, there's no light in it and I can properly sleep. But yeah, that's when I go to sleep. And I typically the times I go to sleep okay is when I get a lot of stuff done. When I don't, I barely sleep. So that's what's going on.